Hey everybody, it's a TikTok Tuesday. It's February 3rd. It is 7:41 a.m. if you're watching at a different time or in a different place. Enjoy the recording. If you're popping in here live at some point, hey howdy. How the heck are you? What's happening? Happy day after Groundhog Day. I hope you're here. Because some might be in the loop right now where you didn't get to February 3rd and you're just repeating. In which case you're probably listening to some Sonny and Cher, and then you're gonna head off to do the same day again. Hi Terry, hello. Ann is here. Y'all were ready. Y'all were on it and ready for the TikTok expedition today. Input. I'll ask input since Ann and Terry are both here, and God bless our frequent flyers. Given how things have gone thus far, what's your take on whether? Good morning, Alex. On whether or not I should join the fan club. Hi. Because I'll download this recording later, and I always forget whether or not the little graphic things that pop up in my head and such end up being part of the recording later. And if not, I'm thinking how awkward that looks. That I'm just like, anyway, debating whether or not to, as we've been doing, spreading the lives over various social media platforms, right? We've been doing Monday Facebook, Tuesday TikTok, Wednesday Instagram, Thursday YouTube, and Friday back to Facebook. TikTok goes okay most of the time. Instagram goes okay. Facebook is great. Not great. It still doesn't quite reach as many people as, of course, we would love to have taking part in our little community discussions here. But YouTube tends to be like that. It's people who are coming into the conversation who are not looking to be real positive about things, which is what we aim for here. And I hate to shy away from something just because it's not going as swimmingly as we might hope, because what better place to try to spread a little happy joy than in a place that's not. But it might just be that that's an unwinnable thing, or I don't know, because I'm still finding my way in that place on that platform, I guess maybe is the best way to say it. So anyway, your input, curious if I would stop doing the lives on YouTube. I'll keep posting the recordings to YouTube, but might do the lives in a place where I just feel like the discussion can be a little bit more uplifting, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? The best Bob I know besides Evans. Jace, that's great. I love that. Ooh, would I do Twitch? I don't know. Now, Alex, see, this is good. This is why I like to jump on, because I don't live in that world, right? I don't live in that environment, and mostly, and this is my own limited knowledge, so please bear with me here, Alex, and maybe you can help me out a little bit. I think of Twitch more for gaming purposes. Dave Slater makes my point for me. What's up, buddy? In that I'm not actively gaming. I've got my old Commodore 64 monitor over here in the corner behind my AT-AT and my BB-8, but that is hardly hardcore gamer. Terry checking in with Dave Slater. Frankie, I appreciate you, and tell your dad I said thanks. That's awesome. I said we go back and play the old Star Wars games. Now you're talking. There were a couple, I can't remember if it was the initial Nintendo or Super Nintendo that had some Star Wars games that were tough. There was a segment where you were Luke on Tatooine, and you had to like run up and jump onto sand crawlers, and there were different platforms and stuff. My Lord, it can be friendlier than YouTube, and it has just chatting options. Oh, Alex, you know what? Alex, because of you, I'm going to investigate. I'm gonna investigate. Queen C, good morning. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Certainly been in a very active place, and I hope you're well. Queen C, thank you for checking in our little community here, where we try to keep things fairly upbeat. Do I drink coffee? Oh, Miguel. Oh, Miguel. I do indeed. So this is a fairly large cup, as you can see. It is almost as big as my head, and I think we can all agree my head is gigantic. And this is filled with coffee when I come in. Once I get through all of the coffee, I tend not to refill it with more coffee. I tend to refill it with water at that point. But yes on the coffee. Nebraska is getting its first Buc-ee's, and I'm excited to try it. Megan, think brisket. Think brisket. You are going to watch people cooking brisket, and you will never see people happier to be cooking brisket than the people in a Buc-ee's. And actually, Ohio is getting its first Buc-ee's. Huber Heights. Before too long. I got that Star Wars game from my uncle. I could rescue Han Solo, but then would lose. Becca, it was a tough play. Queen C, I'm glad you're doing okay. Galen had Pong. Yes, Pong. Fantastic. Hello, Diane. Maya is here. Hi, Maya. All right. Where's the snow? Some areas are getting little bits of it now. But today's snow, if you are in the greater Cincinnati area, we are getting a little bit of snow today. Our folks have been pretty much staying with 1 to 3 inches, but it's a narrow band that's coming through. So they've been fairly what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't expanded beyond the 1 to 3 possibility, except getting pretty far out east into like Peebles, I think. Maybe out that direction where they could pick up maybe 4 or so. But it's in some spots started already, but it's going to be maybe a light to moderate snow, but it's going to kind of go through most of the day today, I think is what Tara Blake has more or less been saying. Always encourage you to follow Tara, to follow the Gummer, follow Paul Poteet, follow Ann, follow Eric. They'll keep you up to date on things. And if you don't have the Local 12 WKRC weather app, get it. Join the fan club, because it's our folks who do that. It's not like some computer off somewhere. It's the people you know and love and trust who are inputting the information. Brianna, I'm glad you're here. It's been a long time, and I've been yammering so much here. I'm not getting ready. I got to be back on the TV here in 11 minutes, and I haven't done a thing with my face. Though, as we all know, there are only so many things I can do. My dog and I talk about you. First of all, great username. I don't know why it seems that way. It is, I think, tough here in the Ohio Valley just generally, because we're always like on the line. You know what I mean? So that's why I always salute my meteorologist friends. Tiff Marie. I'm glad you're here. So just so you know, for folks who are just seeing at the beginning of the year, I sort of recommitted to doing my wake up and makeup processes live and bouncing around the different social media platforms as I do it. Tuesdays are TikTok Tuesday. I like alliteration. It's something we enjoy in news. You give me 2-3 words in a row that all start with the first letter, I'm a happy guy. But I'm doing it later in the morning, so between 7 and 8 a.m. rather than when I first go on TV, when I first have to put my studio schmutz on, which happens about 4 o'clock in the morning. This is sort of the reapplication process, and really it's more about just saying, hey to everybody. We always get everything. I'm in Morrow. God bless you. Be true to yourself. Also, loving your username as well. Friends, I think we are down to the lower nub there on that one. So we're gonna move on. But worry not. I have another, and it's fresh. It's fresh. Exciting. So exciting to me. Now, what I have found, despite how long I've been doing this gig and how long I've been putting this stuff on, I'm always it's always really curious to me the number of people who perhaps just didn't realize that the people they see on TV, I almost started singing, "Who are the people in your neighborhood?" All have varying degrees of stuff on their face. It doesn't matter man, woman, it doesn't matter age. It's just, if you are under the studio lights, it's I keep saying it's like just part of the uniform, and I'm not sure why it's so shocking to some folks. It doesn't look like we have any of those folks on board today, but it's all okay. By the time I get on the TV, it'll be all right. My dad did theater and shows. He taught me about makeup before anyone. Yeah, Megan, and I do some theater stuff too. And I guess, part of it, I just always kind of been around it really by virtue of that. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. It'll be curious, I think, as technology continues to change and get better, because there was already sort of an abrupt change when everybody went to high def in terms of what you needed to do and what you didn't need to do for when you run to the studio lights. And I actually probably do less now than I did before with the high def cameras, because if you get in there and you've got too much on, that starts to look unnatural. And it's funny because in a sense that's why you're putting it on, so's that you look natural. Mostly I look pale, sweaty, and borderline sickly under the studio lights if I don't. Not that I don't look like those things regularly, but under the studio lights it's enhanced. 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 today, Captain. Dance Party Fridays coming back. Go Bengals. 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is where my folks here have been sitting, with the, again, exception being perhaps way out to the east where they might get like 4. So that's what we've been doing. As far as Dance Party Friday, yet lives, it lives, I say. But it's all on social media now. Has to do with licensing rights for the music and all that kind of stuff, and I can't do it on the TV anymore. But fortunately, all of the oh no, I can't find my bronzer there. All of the social media platforms have music libraries that you can work with. So Dance Party Friday is here. I post it on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, as long as I can find the music to properly credit those who shall be credited. And typically on Fridays it's posting closer to lunchtime. But right now, the things that I'm doing on the regular on social, I do what I call my dashboard meditations, typically from my dashboard in my car before I even come in the building. I do my wake up and makeup live on one platform every day between 7 and 8. And then I take that recording and I post it to all the other platforms. And then at night, I try to do a little piece I call One Positive Thing, where I just take something that I thought of on a particular day, that I saw, that I found was interesting or uplifting or cool or whatever, and I just throw it out there into the universe. And I ask anybody who happened to see the video to throw something out there that they found to be a positive thing in the day. Just trying to keep the vibe up when and how we can, right? So anyway, now the powder. Now the powder, my friends. How do we not look like a sweaty freak on the TV? This is it. All right. Oh my gosh, it's 56. I got to get downstairs. I got to go be on TV like immediately, if not sooner. So thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow will be Wednesday, so we'll be live for Wake Up and Makeup sometime between 7 and 8 on Instagram tomorrow, unless something crazy happens. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. I got to go. Bye.